and have a guest, like a male guest. And this is going to be kind of skewed, and I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. If we have this male guest, it's going to be more skewed to my thought process. So that's unfair, but whatever. And this is a person that I look to who is an insane worker, and we have that in common. So for me, what I'll bring to the conversation is, I, like I said earlier, I never want anyone to outwork me, and I know that I do put a significant amount of pressure on my children. So years later, when they are in their therapy sessions, they'll be like, "Mama, what's crazy?" Um, and I'm 100% ready for that. When they were like, "Okay, Mom, can you come?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll talk to you about why." But I I don't think I personally can show up in any space and not exceed anyone's expectations. I never want anyone to be able to put me in a box like, oh, her name is Latoya. Got it. We're going to expect this amount of her. And we spoke about that in other earlier episodes about names and how we are constantly being viewed. So that's something that's in my mind. And I never want someone to be able to be like, got her, and figure me all out just from one glance. I like to surprise a motherfucker, no matter what instances it is. But I do like to work hard, and I will work hard. And Shanice, like you said, I'm one of those people who will have leftover time, but I freak the shit out my time though, because I have work from home benefits, and I'll stack my meetings a certain way. So niggas will think that I'm not working, but I really be working. But I still have so much time left over that I have to cash out. Jen, to your point where, I have been to those points where I'm unhappy, but I'm in an industry where I know that all of my work goes towards someone's better quality of life. So I always have to tap into that, even if my group or my team is stressing me out and I'm like, y'all are tripping. I know that if I keep pushing and plugging, every single thing I do is going to make sure somebody who I don't even know is going to be able to live or breathe another day, especially right now in the COVID-19 pandemic space that we're living in. I know that everything I do is touching somebody who's able to keep going. So I think for the next generation, unfortunately, it is it's an unhealthy statement, an unhealthy phrase to say that you have to work twice as hard to have half as much. But if we pull back to our conversation from our last episode to say that we won't see our community rise above in our generation or, in our lifespan, I still feel that way, but I'm going to keep saying the reasons that it'll happen is if you do work twice as hard. And then at some point, the half as much as they have won't be. There'll be a balance, and you'll be able to have more. So I want to keep pouring it into my kid, that work ethics, my children. Like, keep going, keep busting your ass. Don't do nothing subpar. And it's not even a competition with your counterpart. It's a competition with what you think is your best. Do even better than that. And that's what I ask of myself, and I ask of my children and any of the young kids that I talk to. I want them to understand that. So it looks like there is a three-way split on how we feel about this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
Which is okay. I mean, we definitely have three different personalities, and I think how we feel about it matches our personality. So
yep, absolutely. I agree. So we're more of me. We're gonna move on to They Got Me Fucked Up, and this is my favorite segment. And this is where we talk about how we have each been individually or collectively fucked up. Anybody got anything? I told you I'm the only person getting on my nerves lately. I only go in the office 2 days a week, even though they get on my nerves via email. Nobody's really trying me.
So the only thing I could think of is, have y'all been following the whole Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion thing?
Mucha lay.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about
and
this
it
whole
kind of goes along into what we were saying today. I didn't have one, and then as we were talking, I'm like, oh, hold up.
Deport that nigga.
Honestly, yeah.
His little habit ass should have been gone. But my problem is, so he quote unquote allegedly, but no, she confirmed it, shot her as she was walking out of the way. And what made me think like, yo, that's fucked up. That the fact that she tried to cover it and protect him, and instead he went and threw her under the bus. So that not only did you shoot me, you're also trying to make me seem like I'm the villain. And then on top of it, people are coming at her just because she is, one, a Black woman, two, that she happens to be someone who is built. And, it's just coming at her like, well, she was too big. She shouldn't. Like, why does all that have to play in the fact that he assaulted her, not placed hands on, decided to grab a gun and shoot her as she was walking away? And what has me fucked up is the fact that she tried to cover it up, and people are still coming at her as if she was wrong, as if she was not the victim.
Right.
I have words.
I'm sure, and that's why that's why.
Whenever I'll tap
I'm about to
in.
tap you in a second.
Whenever you ready, I'll tap in.
That plays into the part where how we have to do twice as much. Like, why did I have to not only heal myself mentally, physically, and emotionally, but now I have to protect you as well, and then I have to come back and say, no, this is what happened, and y'all don't play me like why do we have to do like that? And then like a Black man at that. So y'all can
okay, I can go. Woo, here I go. So let me explain something to you, everybody, real quick. I'm always very, very quiet when things happen with me and a male counterpart. When the dissolution of my marriage happened, families on both sides were shocking and taken aback because niggas was like, oh my God, what? Because they had no idea of the things that transpired within my marriage. And I think that's something that people need to do more often than not. Every time something goes awry, you don't need to be calling up mama, calling up sister, like this nigga, blah, 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 blah. Also, it's a space where I want him to be able to still have a life because I care for him. So at the intersection of me figuring out whether I was going to stay or whether I was going to go, and there was no domestic violence within my marriage. Let's clear that up because that nigga not going to sue me for defamation because I'll be the one fucking domestic. Let me stop. But I'm being honest. No. But it was a space where it was like, even with me speaking to my therapist at that time, and I'm transparent about therapy, she was a white woman, and I felt like I couldn't say certain shit to her because I didn't want her to have that in her mind about a Black man. Like, I am not going to further paint a narrative about a Black man in your mind. So I understand her completely why she kind of held back, but it's like, if you keep, speaking shit on my name, bro, and lying and trying to make it seem like that's not what happened. This is exactly what happened. You shot me. When it all happened, and I was like, so it was Meg, her homegirl, and Tori.
And his security guard.
Right.
Tori shot her the night after. I'm like, Tori shot her. I don't understand why everybody was worried or up in the air. Like, wait, we gotta wait. No, Tori, and also Tori has a history of being aggressive towards women. There are other women who said, he hit me, he did this,
little man syndrome.
I don't understand why we were second guessing this woman's injuries, and that bothers me. Additionally, outside of, since I've been divorced, there is a relationship where I know specifically I stood and I'm like, I'm going to protect this person. And the same thing that I say now, like, I told y'all 100%, I'm not dating a white man. I'm not betraying the Black man, right? Do Black men feel that about us? Will Black men be like, I'm not dating a white woman? Like, no, like a Black man is sacred. I feel like even with the fuckery that comes with whatever sect it is of y'all, it's a privilege to love a Black man. Like, y'all are so thorough, and for this man to position himself to seem like he was a fucking victim, get the fuck out of here. Get him all the way out of here. But he did it himself though, because he was having a really good ride though. He was having a
so he made
really
that bitch
good ride.
move.
No,
Woo,
I think that
Chile.
it definitely is crazy because there were a lot of even Black male celebrities who were like, "Oh, I need to hear the whole thing."
That's not fair.
But and I can't remember who it was. Someone made the point of, so whenever we hear about a police officer shooting a Black man, do we say we need to hear the officer's side of the story, or do we say, "Oh, you said he had a counterfeit 20, so you shot him? What the fuck?"
Right.
This is that. There's no point in time where Tory Lane, honestly, the only thing I can say is the story is so shocking and appalling that I think that is why people were having a hard time wrapping it. Because at first, when they said Meg got shot, I'm like, oh, the fucking cop shot her? That was the first thing I thought. And then I'm like, what the? That is absolutely insane. And I know that you mentioned him having an aggressive
domestics in the background.
Yes. He's aggressive with everyone. How many other rappers has he even beefed with? He
got that Napoleon complex.
Yeah, he got that syndrome.
And it's too much. But I am happy to see that, even though they should have done it from RIP, but I am happy to see that other people are standing up and saying, like, okay, protect Black women, because you guys need to understand when you drop the ball, because when bad things happen to our male counterparts, we are the first one.
We are there, like we got him. That's so crazy. I'm like, we standing with him.
Yep,
we with him.
So I just can't
even. You say Jussie Smollett. All that shit, we was like, no, get them nigga hat wearing motherfuckers. In the back of my head, I was like, to the kids, that nigga made that shit up. I knew it. You could literally talk to the oldest one, the 14-year-old. He was like, yeah, my mom said that from the beginning. Like, that don't, who the fuck going to the goddamn Subway at 3:00 in the morning? I was like, but nope.
Yeah, right.
Jussie Smollett, because I fuck with Journey. That's why. I fuck with you.
And she get a new show. Okay, by the way.
I want to watch it. It's on HBO, right? I'm watching it tonight.
Yeah.
I love her.
I have to finish I May Destroy You, and then I'm going to go on over to that. I love me some Journey.
I do think it is a shame. Her size shouldn't matter. And also, not for nothing, nigga, you trying to end careers? You shooting at her feet? Knowing
that is how she
makes her money.
How you gonna balance knees with no ankles? Come on now.
I can't. It's not.
Like, but that's why I'm like, that was calculated. That was calculated, and that's what shows you how demonic you are. But then that's what somebody said, that football player who has a history of domestic abuse, and he was like trying to back. You saw that he was like, well, anybody that says that they have demon time, what do you expect?
Right.
And somebody said, is this you, the one who has, allegations of domestic violence and stuff and choking somebody out? Sir,
that's a conversation as we are mothers of young ladies that I'll be like,
I don't believe that if he hits you, he loves you. No. Hit him back.
I've been told time and time again, listen to everything up front. That nigga tell you, I'm selfish from the rip. Cool. You're not selfish right now. You're going to be selfish later. It's going to appear.
Right.
People say that I'm untrustworthy. Cool. You kind of making me trust you right now. I'm gonna wait. Yep. It is what it is, and that's not knocking her, because you want to love somebody. You want to be in the presence of somebody that feels good, and it just sucks because she is in that grieving space, having lost a parent. I've been in that grieving space. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, I need to cleave to somebody that feels good, and the grieving of her mother, and then COVID, all of that, he felt good.
Right.
That nigga took advantage of her and then show her his real fucking colors.
Right.
Calculated and evil.
So yeah,
sweet baby Jesus.
Tory got every
Tory got us fucked up.
Okay. Go back to where you came from, Tory.
On behalf of United States of America, bye.
Maybe Justin will take you back because we're done. But yeah,
but he don't want his ass.
Either way,
I think him and Aubrey been beefing, right?
They cool again. But remember, he beefed with Travis Scott too. Like, Tory he out here still acting like a goofy little young boy.
He a tiny little nigga who got his hairline replaced.
First of all, you can't reach the top of the refrigerator. Don't come after nobody.
I know. So yeah.
Sorry, little man. Clearly.
No, because they all act the same. No, they just sometimes don't shoot. No, I ain't sorry.
Jen said that. That was Jen.
It was me. You want to add? You want my IG? DM? We can talk.
I don't want no little nigga neither.
No, me either.
I don't blame you. I mean, I'm not in the market, but I wouldn't be accepting that. I like.
No.